Carlos Correa is a superstar shortstop that just can't seem to find a home. The sweepstakes for his services is just getting weirder and weirder, but has the writing been on the wall for a while now? Carlos Correa has now hit a snag again with his physical this offseason. This time it's with the Mets, but what exactly is going on? In 2021, he had a career year. He was an all-star, he won a Gold Glove, and came in 5th for MVP voting. He became a free agent at the end of the 2021 season, primed for a huge contract at only 26 years old, playing at a premium position. The Astros, however, only offered him 5 years at $160 million. Now, the question is, did the Astros know something that everybody else didn't? In 2014, playing in high A ball for them, Correa, a 19-year-old prospect, injured his leg on a slide into third base. He underwent surgery to repair his right fibula and a ligament. Since then, he has played over 150 games once in his career and has completely given up on stealing bases. The Twins, however, won him over that year and signed him to an even smaller length contract for 3 years at $105.3 million, with opt-outs after year 1 and 2. Now, let's not forget, he's a Boras client and a superstar starting shortstop, arguably not even in his prime yet. Very odd that somebody with the track record of Boras would take a shorter-term deal for a client of this status. Now, Correa did post solid numbers for only playing 136 games this past season, posting a WAR of 5.4 with a 140 OPS plus and 522 at-bats. However, he did get injured on an incredibly rare steal attempt at second base against the Royals. He was taken out of that game, and he mentioned that the metal plate that was inserted into his leg was vibrating due to the impact. However, good numbers are still good numbers, so unsurprisingly, Correa and Boras thought that this was a good enough season to exercise their opt-out to chase that 10-year, $300 million plus contract they wanted last year anyway. The Twins did offer Correa a 10-year, $285 million deal at the end of 2022, but enter the San Francisco Giants. A team willing to give years and money to anyone remotely worth it at this point. Keeping up with the Padres and Dodgers is no easy task, so upgrading the lineup and rotation is a must. The Giants reportedly offered Aaron Arson Judge a 9-year deal at $360 million, which ended up not happening, and Correa was the next best thing left on the market. The Mets tried to swoop in with a 12-year contract, but Scott Boras informed the Mets that Correa was no longer interested in negotiating with them. Correa was destined for the Giants. Right? The Giants and Correa had agreed to a massive 13-year, $350 million deal. He would continue to play shortstop and everything seemed good to go, until he had his physical. Correa and his family were in San Francisco the day he was set to have his press conference and officially be introduced as a Giant. They were at the hotel and dressed in everything for the event until he was informed that the deal was no longer happening. The Giants had raised concerns about his injury in 2014. Initially, they wanted to restructure the deal. From that moment, rumors started swirling. Did the Giants get cold feet? Why worry about an injury from 2014? Boras then contacted the Twins, who then raised concerns and wanted to know more about the details of this injury, which Boras ignored and contacted the Mets. He told them that Correa was once again available, and here's your chance. And the Mets offered Correa 12 years at $315 million, which both parties accepted pending a physical. The Mets then reportedly sent a private jet to Correa to have his physical, and yet again, we have hit a snag. The Mets have upgraded their analytics department in the past couple years, and they have concerned about Correa's surgically repaired leg. Analytics are baseball now, and Correa has had the worst sprint speed tail-off compared to other shortstops of similar talent level. Here we can see it's not even close. Now, Boras does not typically restructure contracts, but there is enough incentive here to consider it with the Mets. Ken Rosenthal writes, the parties could agree to a restructured contract if the Mets continue to express reservations about the long-term stability of Correa's leg. It might be difficult for the Mets to back out of the agreement entirely after their owner, Steve Cohen, went on record talking about the deal. It also might be difficult for Correa to re-enter the free agent market and land a comparable contract after two clubs identified the same issue in their physical examination of him. As of the posting of this video, there has been no restructure of the deal and no news as to what happens next. What are your thoughts? What would you offer him given this information? Sound off in the comments. Catch you in the next video. Later.